Have you ever looked at an old photo of yourself and thought, why did I look so much fresher in that outfit? It probably wasn't because your skin was younger. It probably wasn't because you had a different hairstyle. And it definitely wasn't because the clothes were more expensive. According to many professional stylists, one of the biggest reasons can be something most women never think about. In fact, it's a detail you choose almost every single morning. And if you get it wrong, it can quietly add years to your appearance before anyone even notices your shoes, your jewelry, or your handbag. Even more surprising, many women already own the neckline that makes them look their best. They're simply wearing it the wrong way. Today, I'll show you 7 necklines that can instantly create a fresher, more youthful appearance, and 3 common necklines that often do the exact opposite. And stay with me, because the #1 neckline isn't just the most flattering, it's also the one professional stylists recommend most often for women over 60. Yet, it's surprisingly easy to get wrong. Before we dive in, if you enjoy practical style advice created specifically for women over 60, I'd love to invite you to subscribe. Every week, we share simple wardrobe tips that help you look elegant, modern, and confident without chasing every fashion trend. And I'd love to know, what's the neckline you wear most often? A V-neck? A crew neck? A scoop neck? Tell me in the comments because I'm curious to see which one wins. Now here's something most women never hear. Your neckline isn't really about your neckline. It's about your face. Imagine meeting someone for the very first time. Do they notice your blouse first? Not usually. They notice your expression, your smile, your eyes, but your neckline quietly decides where their eyes travel next. That's why 2 women can wear the exact same color, the exact same fabric, and even the exact same jewelry. Yet one somehow looks brighter, lighter, and more polished. The difference is often the frame around the face. And once you see it, you'll never unsee it. Let's start with a neckline that's often underestimated. Number 7, the soft scoop neck. If I asked 10 women to describe a scoop neckline, most would probably say it's safe. But that's exactly why it's so often overlooked. The truth is, a well-designed scoop neckline is doing far more than simply exposing a little more skin. It's quietly creating an optical illusion. Instead of stopping the eye at the base of your neck, it creates a gentle flow upward toward your face. That alone can make your features appear softer and more balanced. But here's the mistake that catches so many women. They assume every scoop neckline works the same way. It doesn't. A scoop that's too high loses the openness that makes it flattering. One that's too low can pull attention away from your face entirely. The sweet spot is somewhere in between a graceful curve that reveals just enough collarbone to create lightness without sacrificing elegance. Here's something interesting. Have you ever worn one top that made people say, "You look wonderful today," but nobody could explain why? A flattering scoop neckline is often one of those invisible reasons. People notice the result, not the neckline itself. Fabric also matters far more than most women realize. A soft knit gently follows the body's natural shape. A stiff fabric can make the neckline feel heavy, even if the cut is beautiful. And here's another stylist secret. Many women think an open neckline needs a bold necklace. Actually, the opposite is often true. When the neckline is already beautiful, a delicate pendant or a simple strand of pearls usually creates a much more expensive-looking outfit. Sometimes, elegance comes from knowing when to stop adding things. Here's an easy way to remember it. If your neckline already speaks, your jewelry should whisper. Now let's move to a neckline that many women avoid for exactly the wrong reason. Number 6, the boat neck. Have you ever said, "I don't think I can wear a boat neck because my shoulders are too broad"? If so, you're not alone. Stylists hear that concern all the time. Ironically, for many women, that's exactly what makes the boat neckline so flattering. As we get older, visual balance becomes much more important than following trends. A boat neckline gently widens the upper body, just enough to create harmony, not bulk. The result is often a more graceful silhouette, from head to toe. But here's where many outfits go wrong. The neckline looks beautiful, and then it's completely covered with a chunky statement necklace. It's like hanging a second picture frame around an already beautiful painting. The neckline was already doing the work. Instead, let it breathe. Simple earrings often create far more elegance than anything hanging across the neckline. And here's something photographers quietly appreciate. Boat necklines tend to photograph beautifully. Family gatherings, holiday dinners, anniversary celebrations. The clean line across the shoulders often creates a graceful profile that still looks timeless years later. Now here's a question. Have you ever noticed how one hairstyle suddenly makes an outfit look more expensive? That's no coincidence. A softly layered bob, a pixie cut, or even tucking one side of your hair behind your ear can completely transform how a boat neckline frames your face. Tiny adjustment, huge difference. By now, you've probably noticed something. None of these ideas require buying an entirely new wardrobe. They're about making smarter choices with the clothes you already own. If you enjoy practical style advice that helps you shop with confidence, instead of wasting money on trends, subscribing means you'll never miss future guides like this. Now let's talk about the neckline that surprised me the most. Number 5. The soft henley. I'll be honest. When I first started researching the necklines stylists consistently recommend for mature women, the henley wasn't the one I expected to find. But after hearing the same advice over and over, it started making perfect sense. The magic isn't the shirt, it's the opening. Think about what happens when every button is fastened. The eye stops. Everything feels closed. Now undo just one button. Suddenly your face feels more open. Your neck appears a little longer, and your entire outfit becomes noticeably more relaxed. It's such a small adjustment that many women dismiss it. Yet it's often the difference between looking comfortably elegant and looking unnecessarily restricted. This neckline is especially wonderful for everyday life because it never feels like it's trying too hard. Coffee with friends, running errands, weekend lunches, travel. It fits naturally into real life. Another mistake I see surprisingly often is adding too many accessories. The henley already has visual detail. Adding oversized necklaces, large scarves, and multiple layers can make the upper body feel busy. Instead, let the neckline remain the focal point. One delicate necklace, simple earrings, a lightweight cardigan. Done. And here's what's fascinating. The first 3 necklines we've covered all have something in common. They don't make you look younger because they're fashionable. They make you look younger because they guide attention back to the one thing people notice first, your face. But we're only halfway there, because the next 2 necklines become dramatically more flattering once you understand one styling trick that most women completely overlook, and that simple secret is coming up next. Before we reveal the top 2 necklines, there's one styling secret that can completely change how every neckline we've talked about actually looks. And the surprising part? It has nothing to do with buying new clothes. It has everything to do with your hair. Professional stylists rarely think about hairstyles and necklines as separate decisions. They think about them as one complete frame. Have you ever put on a top you loved, looked in the mirror, and thought, why doesn't this look as good today? Sometimes it isn't the top at all. Hair that's covering the neckline can hide one of the most flattering parts of the outfit. Try tucking one side behind your ear. Wear a relaxed, low bun. Pull your hair back slightly. Those tiny changes allow the neckline to frame your face instead of disappearing underneath your hair. It's one of the easiest style upgrades you'll ever make, and it doesn't cost a penny. Now let's continue. Number 4. The Gentle Sweetheart Neckline. This neckline has one of the biggest image problems in fashion. Many women hear the word sweetheart neckline and immediately think, That's for younger women. Or, that's too dressy for me. But that's only true when the neckline is exaggerated. A softly shaped sweetheart neckline does something completely different. Instead of drawing attention downward, it creates gentle curves that naturally lead the eye back toward your face. That's why it often softens stronger jawlines and creates a lighter, more feminine appearance without looking revealing. Here's something interesting. Many luxury brands continue using this neckline decade after decade. Not because it's trendy, because it flatters. Fashion trends come and go. Good proportions never do. One styling mistake, though, can ruin the effect. Heavy statement necklaces. The neckline already has a beautiful shape. Covering it usually removes the elegance that makes it so special. Instead, let the neckline breathe. Small pearl earrings, a delicate chain, or no necklace at all. Sometimes, simplicity is the most luxurious choice. Now we're entering the top 3. And from this point on, these necklines become increasingly versatile. Number 3. The soft square neck. Here's a myth that deserves to disappear. Some women avoid square necklines because they think sharp lines will make their face look harsher. For most mature women, the opposite happens. The clean shape creates gentle definition around the upper body, while allowing softer facial features to stand out. If you've ever looked at a photo and wondered why your face seemed fuller than you expected, your neckline may have played a bigger role than you realized. The square neckline creates balance without demanding attention. It quietly does its job. Another thing many women don't realize is how beautifully it works with sleeves. 3/4 sleeves and a square neckline create one of the most timeless combinations you can wear because both naturally guide attention upward. And here's a shopping tip that can save you money. When trying on a square neck top, don't judge it from the front only. Turn sideways. Look at your shoulders. Look at your posture. The right square neckline often makes your entire upper body appear more lifted. That's something worth noticing before you ever look at the price tag. Number 2. The relaxed open collar. Now, here's the neckline that surprises almost everyone, because technically, it isn't really a neckline at all. Yet experienced stylists recommend it constantly. Why? Because of one simple illusion: vertical movement. When you leave 1 or 2 buttons open, your face suddenly becomes the center of attention instead of the shirt itself. It feels approachable, elegant, confident, without looking like you're trying too hard. Here's where many women accidentally lose that effect. They button the collar all the way to the top. Suddenly, everything feels closed. The outfit loses its softness. The face loses its frame. One tiny adjustment changes everything. And that's exactly why this style remains one of the most dependable choices for travel, lunch with friends, family gatherings, or even casual evenings out. Simple rarely means boring. In fact, simple is often what makes a woman look effortlessly elegant. Don't leave just yet, because the number 1 neckline isn't simply the most flattering on today's list. It's also the one most women already own, but one small styling mistake keeps them from getting its full anti-aging effect. Right after that, I'll also share the 3 necklines that quietly add years to an outfit without most women realizing it. Number 1, the moderate V-neck. If you've been guessing, the V-neck would take the top spot. You're right. But here's what almost everyone gets wrong. They think wearing any V-neck is enough. It isn't. The secret has never been the V-neck itself. It's the depth. Too high. And it loses the beautiful vertical line that lengthens the neck. Too low. And attention shifts away from your face. The most flattering V-neck sits comfortably between those 2 extremes. It creates openness without looking revealing, balance without looking plain, and elegance without looking forced. This is why professional stylists recommend it so consistently. Not because it's fashionable, because it works on so many different women, whether your face is round, oval, heart-shaped, or square, whether you're petite or tall. Whether your shoulders are broad or narrow, a well-balanced V-neck almost always helps create beautiful proportion. Here's another small trick. Instead of choosing a necklace that crosses the neckline, choose one that follows it. A delicate pendant naturally extends the same vertical line, making the effect even stronger. Sometimes it's the smallest details that make the biggest difference. Now, let's finish with 3 necklines that deserve a little more caution, not because you should never wear them, but because they're often styled in ways that work against mature features. Avoid this. Very tight crew necks. If you've ever looked at a photo and felt like your neck appeared shorter than it really is, a tight crew neckline may have been part of the reason. The strong horizontal line can emphasize the jaw while reducing the sense of length through the neck. If you enjoy the comfort of a crew neck, try replacing it occasionally with a soft scoop or an open henley. You'll probably be surprised by how much lighter your entire outfit feels. Avoid this. Thick, stiff turtlenecks. This isn't about abandoning turtlenecks. Far from it. Soft turtlenecks can look incredibly elegant. The issue is thickness. When heavy fabric stacks around the neck, it can compete with your face instead of supporting it. A lighter knit or a relaxed mock neck often creates the same warmth with a much softer appearance. Avoid this. Very deep plunging necklines. Many women believe showing more skin automatically creates a younger appearance. In reality, balance almost always wins. When a neckline becomes too deep, your face is no longer the star of the outfit, and your face should always be the first thing people notice. That's why moderate, balanced necklines almost always create a more polished and timeless impression. So, if you remember just one lesson from today's video, let it be this. Looking younger isn't about hiding your age. It isn't about following trends. And it certainly isn't about buying a whole new wardrobe. It's about learning how to direct attention toward your best features. Sometimes, changing one neckline can do more than buying 5 new outfits. Because when your face becomes the focus, everything else begins to work together naturally. Your smile stands out. Your posture feels more confident. And your style begins to look intentional instead of accidental. If you found today's video helpful, I'd love to invite you to subscribe so you don't miss future style guides created especially for women over 60. I'd also love to hear your biggest takeaway. Which neckline are you excited to try? Or which one made you rethink what's already in your closet? Share your thoughts in the comments because your experience could encourage another woman who's watching today. And if a friend or sister would enjoy these timeless styling tips, send this video her way. Sometimes, the smallest fashion change can make someone feel beautifully confident again. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, remember this. True elegance isn't about dressing younger. It's about dressing in a way that lets your confidence become the most beautiful thing people see.